right, back here with Jason Sticker at the 21st Amendment Bar and Grill, doing our, once in a blue moon podcast, what we call it out there.
Sporadic
podcast.
Yeah.
And hopefully next time Gary will be joining us. Gary want to be part of the podcast, and I would be opposed to Gary and you do the podcast moving forward. Give you a camera, do what you gotta do.
Anybody can do the podcast.
Yeah.
This isn't limited to me and Suds, folks. And
No,
in fact,
but you have to watch
the
games.
fans wanted less Suds, so we're trying.
Suds wants less Suds. Suds wants less Suds. Believe me.
Yeah.
I'm burnt out as it is overall. Anyway, back to the X Division. The spring season. 4 new teams. Let's start with what do they call it? Box Goonbags. The team in black, drafted by Renee, with quiz calendar, Ariel, Ryan Kelly, Mel in goal. I'm sorry, not Mel, Jenna in goal overall. So far, they haven't scored a goal yet. They're 0-2. They'll find their way. Quiz Counter played 1 game, didn't score a goal. When Quiz Counter can't score on the X Division, that tells you how strong the X Division is overall. So, great report there. Your thoughts on the Boxed Goonbags?
Good team. I think in general, and I think we've seen this for the last 2 X seasons, the teams that
struggle early.
Yeah, the teams struggle early, but mostly teams that are drafted that they don't know each other that well, playing style-wise.
Okay, fair enough.
They take a bit to gain familiarity with one another, and then when they do very well. So I think this is a case of this team will take some time to develop, but once they do, they will be dangerous.
Excellent. Good point there as well too. I agree. This team was drafted with defense in mind first. My only criticism of this team was the fact that maybe it was too defensive oriented out there. With X, you need offense. In X, if you don't have offense to score goals, you're going to be in trouble. So I was worried about their offense's capability. Let's give some time to them and see how things work out. They have Chris Calendar, got Ryan Kelly, got Elliott in that team as well too. They're going to score some goals eventually. So we'll see how they play. They got a strong goaltender in Jenna, and they got strong D and Paul Lucci back there as well too. So we'll see how it plays out. Next team to talk about is going to be your team, the blue team. Plus 5 to Dex. Now I don't watch what show?
It's like a D&D and kind of like an RPG reference. Dexterity gives you certain ability scores and other. I'm rooting my street cred. Let me just stop talking.
Yeah, I'm not even just that one actually.
I'm from the streets, ladies and gentlemen.
Where that came from, but that name was plus 5 to Dex. The team that I thought was actually Nikki did a good job out with this team. Very well balanced, I thought. Boris on that team. Boris on that team. Who was on that team for you? Boris, who else?
Boris,
Sarav, yes. Yeah, you got a pretty balanced team. Chris Winkler as well too. Nikki there. Your goaltender is Roderick in nets, if I recall correctly.
And me on an occasional
there you go.
basis.
Yeah, you got the win last week. You subbed in as the fill-in goaltender for your own team. I had a shot in the first half, and Roderick had a shot in the second half.
Right.
Per DCHL rules, the starter gets the win. So you got the win.
Both of us combined
for a shutout.
Are
yes.
the number 1 goaltender.
There you go.
In X Division.
There you go. So that team I think is pretty solid. I think they can make a run out of this kind. So good job there.
I'm excited about it. I think we've got a lot of talent all across the board.
You do.
I think we're going to make a deep run.
The next team we'll talk about is the Molly's team, Red Velvet, as they call it. Yeah, Zelvin. Because the name, they're acquired at X.
Somebody can't spell, folks.
Well, somebody was trying to get around the X rule naming demographics and just put an X there somewhere overall, I guess. But Red Velvet with pretty good team. John Wamps in nets, if I recall correctly. They got a solid roster. Chris Thorpe is there as well. Who else plays that team? I'm drawing a blank right now. But again, a very solid crew. Can score goals. Matt Goldstein, Sean Fossbinder is there. They think they're the best team in the league, or they feel that they are. And every team feels that way as well too. I think they're a very strong team. I don't know if they can score that many goals long term against the competition, but they're a very well put together team. They're solid. Defense, goaltending, and offense as well too. The question to me is going to be, can they score goals against the top 2 teams in the league, like plus 5, like the team we're talking about coming up here, and that team is going to be Gen Pos team. X you up.
Right. I think in general, if you're playing in X Division, you're a solid player, and you have the talent to score goals.
Absolutely.
So I'm not worried. I'm not worried there. Again, on paper, this is I think going to be one of those teams that struggles early, but will gain their form mid to late season.
Good point. They're 1-1 right now. They beat your team first week.
Yeah, I tried to forget about that.
But then they got shut out by a team that I picked to win the X Division this season, which is Jen's team, XU Up. When you have Jake Ruby, Luke Taylor, and Keith, and on top of that,
when Keith is,
you got Sean Rada on D, and you got Joe Shark on goal. How can the team not win an X Cup? You tell me. How can the team not win an X Cup?
When Keith Ingram is selected in the supplemental draft, there's I don't know. There's a whole mess of things wrong with that. But yeah, no, very very stacked, very talented team. It will be interesting to see because there's a lot of star players on that team.
That's correct.
It'll be interesting to see how well they work together because, and this isn't really in our league, but what I see a lot in the NHL is star players, when they're grouped on the same team, they tend to keep the puck a lot more because they're used to being the star player. It'll be interesting to see with the overabundance of talent on XU Up to see how well they are in communicating with each other and in passing the puck back and forth.
Good point. I agree with you in most cases, but this team is mostly basically run by puck buddies.
Right. I mean, there's not a selfish player.
No, that's not the point.
The point I want to make.
No,
the point
I
I want to make is that when you're in that zone and when you've got the puck and your only goal is to score a goal, what happens next?
Well, I'll tell you two reasons why I think that may not happen in this case. Number one, again, the puck buddies culture I think will take over here.
Yeah.
Also, they have star players who are unselfish and who play in different positions. They've got Keith, who can play second line. Luke can play second line as well too. Jake can play first line. They have Sean Rada playing D. They got Joe Shark. They have a star in every position.
Yeah,
that's going to help them out a lot. They don't have 5 scorers, in one position out there. Plus, again, it's the puck buddies culture. They're unselfish. They're going to play hard, and they have a winning culture as well too. I think that's going to help them out as well.
Undoubtedly, on paper, they're the team to beat in X Division. Right?
I think so too.
But again, we've sseen it happen in this league where on paper doesn't always match up with reality.
Well, so, in X Division, the last 2 seasons, they haven't won it, right?
In X Division, it's really important with the team that can build chemistry the quickest and can peak at the right time.
Excellent point.
We saw last season, Team Sucks D's peaked early, struggled mid-season, but then come playoff time, they peaked at the exact right time.
Excellent point.
That will be the key as to which team does that this X season.
Good point. I think X Division is the one division where if you're a top seed, it means nothing. The last 2 seasons, the top seed has not won the X Cup. It's been the underdog, so it should be fun to see how things play out as well too. All right, we'll be back momentarily here with the final segment of the day. It's going to be the RHL division. RHL, the first ever Wednesday League to debut the RHL Rockville Hockey League. We'll go over the 8 teams in 2 divisions as well to be back momentarily in 2 and 2.